Hi there, it's Sam from Poodles.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make a fold flat box that is the perfect size for holding 3x3 cards and envelopes, little notelets, that sort of thing. But I've made this specifically for a friend of mine who is a soap maker. She makes the most incredible looking handmade soaps and they are just beautiful. And she makes her own boxes for them to send out to her customers. So I said to her that I would show her how to make a box that will fold flat for storage so that she can make plenty in advance, and then when her customers order their soaps she can then quickly assemble them. So I've made this one and I have decorated it. I've made my own little tag with it. I've put a P on it for Poodles, although you could punch out maybe your own logo and attach it that way. So that's the box. If I take off this ribbon, it opens up like this. And that's the fold flat part. The top does fold flat as well, but I've put a little bit of extra adhesive, which is what you would need to do at the assembly point. But that is how it stores. So it's equivalent to the thickness of 2 pieces of cardstock. Very, very easy. She would pop her soap in there and then close it up, pop on her ribbon and her tag and her details and her ingredients listings and send it off to the customer. So I'm going to show you how to make it, but it is specific to her dimensions because her soaps are 3¼ inches wide and 1 inch deep. But like I say, it is the perfect size to hold 3x3 cards and envelopes, which obviously are more than 3 inches. So the piece of cardstock measures 10 1/8 of an inch in the length and 5 5/8 of an inch in the depth. And the scoring, you simply score it at 1 1/8 of an inch, 4½ inches, 5 5/8 of an inch, and again at 9. Oops. And then rotate it round and score it at 1 1/8 of an inch, and again at 4½. Now that's the basis of the box. You can see the. Let me see if I can tilt it. There you go, you can see the score lines. We do need to put some diagonal lines in here and I don't have a diagonal scoring plate. So I'm going to move that out of the way and then just simply using a ruler that I've got here, I'm going to do some scoring. So I'm going to have to zoom. Actually no, we're about, right, okay. What we want to do is our base needs to have all its score lines pointing into the middle, and we'll come to the top in a minute. So I'll just quickly score now, and it's literally it's the corner of this little square box you've made with the score lines, corner to corner, and the same down here, corner to corner, around again, corner to corner, and down at the bottom, corner to corner. So if you can see that, those are the diagonal lines. Now this one at the top, we just need them to point in into the middle here. So in exactly the same way, corner to corner and corner to corner. And that is all of the scoring that you need to do. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see better what I'm doing. Move the ruler out of the way. And then after that, all you need to do is make 2 little cuts. So this bottom section, which has got all of the diagonal lines pointing into the square, that's your base, and it's the top we need to separate from. So on the score lines here, you've got 1, 2, 3. You cut on the 3rd one, but only up that little section up to the score line. Turn it over, and exactly the same one on the opposite side. And that is all the cutting that you need to do. So I'm going to fold the score lines up. Probably do with my bone folder here, but I haven't got it to hand. But that just burnishes your edges, burnishes the score lines, and it means that you get a sharper crease. So that's all of the sides in the box. And then these diagonal lines that you've done here, you're just pushing them in on themselves. and you can see what's happening. That is holding the box closed, or it will do when we put a couple of bits of adhesive on. So that's the lid, and then the same with these diagonal lines here on the box base, just pushing them in on themselves, and they will, oops, they will fold in. And then these, again, these ones exactly the same, just folding them in on themselves. And this one over here. And that is the essence of the box. So you can see how it's going to work. It's going to close up like that. And that's it. And all you need are a few bits of adhesive just to hold it so that it doesn't keep popping out like this. So I'm using Sticky Strip, which is a lovely high-tack adhesive, and it means that you can put something that's like a heavy bar of soap into it and it's not going to open up, or rather it's not going to fall apart. And you need to put the tape in certain places because we want it to stick down here and open up in that way. So this is the section we need to stick down. Only needs little pieces of tape, it's that strong. And the same over here. Peel those off. Doesn't stick to me. It's determined to stick to me today. And then literally you just fold back over on the score line that you've made before and it will stick down, and that is as simple as it gets. And the same over here. So that's the base of the box. And the same up at the top, but we're only going to use 2 pieces of adhesive of Sticky Strip at this stage. And again, fold over, and that's the box. Now we do need 2 more pieces, and you'll see why, because when you close the box it's actually going to flap open like that, which is just not going to be attractive. So if you're making them in advance, don't put the extra bits of adhesive. You do that at the point where you're putting your gift or your product in it. And we just need some tape on here, so I'm going to put it there for now, but we're not going to actually do the closing just yet because I still want to decorate it with the paper. Yes, that's the bit. Threw me there for a second, so I'm going to have to turn this around sideways. So we're just going to leave that like that. And that's how you could do it if you were making these in advance. So that's the box. I wanted to put some decoration on the top, and I've got a piece of designer series paper. This is from International Bazaar, and it's 3 inches by 3 inches. It's lovely on both sides, but I fancied having this chocolate brown design, and it's got sort of a I don't really know how you describe it, but this beautiful sort of geometric design on it. I'm just going to stick it down with some sticky, and this is why you don't want to close this up initially, because actually you can fold it down flat quite simply and easily to be able to stick it down, and you'd be squashing it all. Put that to one side, and the tag that I made before is just using a couple of punches, and you all know I love punches, and so with a bit more of the designer series paper, this is the scalloped oval, punch one of those, and then I've put a P on it for poodles, and I love this set, lovely letters, it is so pretty. So I've got my P there ready, and some chocolate chip ink, because this is chocolate chip that's in the background. Ink it up, and I need to position this in a particular way that I can get the oval around it. So just on some very vanilla cardstock, which is what I've made the box with, to press my P on. Move those out of the way, and then get my oval punch, fit it around. I want it a little bit closer to the bottom. Pop that out, sponge then. Sponge up the edges just to give it that sort of vintagey grungy look that it just looks so lovely. Just finishes it off nicely, I think. So very simple, and I'm going to stick this onto my previously made oval. There we go. Punch a hole in the top for the ribbon to go through. And then, assuming we've got a product inside here, I'm going to peel off this adhesive here and close our box lid. Pop product inside, and then getting a piece of ribbon, which I seem to have lost. I've got it now, and this is probably far too long, but I find it easier to work with a longer piece of ribbon. Over the top, cross the ribbon on itself and bring it up, and then to tie your ribbon and actually not have it slipping around, you put your length of ribbon under both pieces here that have crossed. I don't know if that makes sense at all. Probably didn't. But it stops the ribbon sliding around all over the place. Tie a knot and keep it in place, and that means it's not going to go flying everywhere. Poke the ribbon through the label, slide it down, tie the knot. I'm going to do a double one here. This was obviously far too much ribbon. Snip off the edges. And that's it. And that was our first box. And that's our second. So, if you've got any questions, or you maybe want to know how to get hold of these products, drop me a line. You can either message me through here, or you can send me a message through my blog, pootles.co.uk, and I hope to speak to you soon.